Hello, friends and family. I know that you're all excited to come in and enjoy as marrieds. At Encounter Church, we believe that marriages are absolutely essential for making sure that our marriages are beautiful. And so marriage is one of those cornerstones that we believe at Encounter, that each and every married couple should be enjoying their couples. And this year we started our fellowships, and they're doing very well. The Magambos are here on the set, and so on that Mitiana Road. All of you that are there, we welcome you. Thank you so much for coming and attending. They're the ones that are now in Gayaza. I know David and your wife Barbara are there leading them. I know the ones that at Gaba, that's Harriet and your husband, are leading that one there. I know that those that are on Chengera Road, that Masaka Road, I believe that Joachim and your precious wife are leading that. I know Daniel Mutundwe, where the church is going to be, in that Mutundwe area. I know you're there enjoying that. But I also know the Birunjis, Gavin and Blessing, that are that side of Seta. I know you're also going to enjoy that. I know there are those that are meeting in Wakiso, Sir Jose and your precious wife there. I know you're also going to enjoy this moment together. And then my own fellowship that meets at the Mudokos, I know you are enjoying. So today we are going to deal with a topic that is absolutely critical for marriage, and that is dealing with disagreements. That's what we're going to be dealing with today. And today on the set, I have one of the most amazing couples. I've been with them for more than 10 plus years. I love them. They love me. They're always praying for me. They are our leaders, our marriage leaders. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to welcome them on set. They tell us how long they've been married, whether they have grandchildren. So yes, welcome with me, the Magambos. The Magambos, welcome.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you.
So how are you?
We are doing well. We're fine.
Yeah. How long have you guys been married? Are you married?
Yes. 36 years now.
36.
Yes.
36. Oh. So how has it been? 36 years. Do you guys have children? Do you have grandchildren? Tell me more about your family.
Yeah, God has blessed us with 4 children.
Yeah.
A boy and 3 girls.
Yes.
And when they grew up, the boy brought a girl, our daughter-in-law.
Yes.
And we have 2 sons-in-law. We call them our children as well.
Yes.
So we have 7 children.
You have 7 children.
Yes.
That's your own biological 4, and the other 2 that were added on.
That's
3.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. There's only Tina that's not married.
We are waiting and praying.
But she has just finished school, right?
Yes.
So, how many grandchildren?
6.
Wow.
Yes. 2 boys and 4 girls.
Wow. 6.
6 grandchildren.
Yes. You're a blessed family.
Yes, we thank God.
And all your children love the Lord.
Indeed, they do. They do love the Lord.
I know the marrieds there are wondering, Muchikola, Mutia.
Yes. You pray for them. You talk to them. You show them the way. And by God's grace, they are all saved.
Amina. Amina. That's very good. So the topic we are dealing with today, the reason why I loved a couple like you to deal with this topic, because you've been married for 36 years. Honestly, you have had some disagreements.
Yes.
So have you had disagreements?
A number of them.
A number of them?
Yes.
And you're still married?
And we are still married.
With all those disagreements?
We have not allowed them to take our marriage, our joy in the marriage. No.
So would you share, maybe I'll start with Mr. Magambo, share with us some of the disagreements, 1 or 2 that you've had that come off your head. I would love to know as marrieds in our groups.
That's a difficult question, Musumba. Difficult in a way that we shed off disagreement. We sort them out so fast and tend to forget them. And now recalling which one becomes a little bit difficult. But there's one I can talk about.
Yeah.
That is when one of our children wanted to go to China after her HSC, wanted to go to China to do the degree course there.
Yes.
And I was against it. I prayed and we prayed, but deep inside me, I was like, no, she shouldn't. So we disagreed.
Mommy wanted her to go.
Yes.
Mommy wanted her to go. She wanted to go.
She also wanted to go.
Yes.
The paperwork
was started on, the passport received. But along the way, God was showing us that maybe that's not the way. And remember, that was 2019. And we prayed, and I was like, no, she shouldn't.
But Mommy wanted to go. And the girl wanted to go.
Yes, she wanted to go. Wow. Remember what happened in 2020?
Yes.
And it started in China.
In China.
So at the end of it all, we thanked God that she didn't go.
So that disagreement was there. Were you talking when you were having that disagreement?
We are talking. We don't let any disagreement encroach on any our other livelihood.
Okay.
No.
But it was there.
It was there.
And there were more people who are supporting the going
than the one against. And by the time COVID broke out, we had agreed that she doesn't go.
Oh.
So we had won.
She had won. He had won.
We had agreed she doesn't go, and we thank God she didn't go, because we don't know what would have happened when she was there and just gone there and the pandemic
hits. Wow. So we'll come back to how you solved those issues. So I want to hear from Mommy. For you, do you have the same, or you have others that have come up?
Like he said, we've had a number of them. And me, there is one I remember. It happened a few years ago, like 5 years ago. Because when people see you've been together for 36 years, they think now there is no disagreement. It can come in any time, but you have to find a way of dealing with it. So this one was when we renovated our house, we put a new room for our bedroom. And this being now a new bedroom, both of us, we loved it so much and were so eager to see, having fun in this room and whatnot. And when it came to painting it, Pastor, painting it, it became hard for us to decide which color. Now, for him, he wanted blue. And I wanted pink. And you used to ask me, Mommy, how can you even think of pink for a bedroom?
I'm also asking the same question.
No, I was also saying probably because you're a man, you want blue. Me, I also don't want blue. And for some time, we were there, just the colors of the bedroom. It took some weeks. It took some weeks. But we used to talk. We used to talk about it. We disagree. We do other things. We put the wardrobes and everything. And we waited until we decided to have two colors. Actually, there were three. Because the ceiling is white. Some walls are pink. And other walls are blue. Yes.
So you decided.
So we both won. And we decided to have those two because after all, we realized pink and blue can match in a bedroom. And we always look out for the beauty in this. So much as we didn't get one color, this disagreement ended by just laughing it off.
And having a win-win.
Yes, we said, okay, let it be. Two colors, three.
Because for me, I'm shocked. Some couples have such a disagreement, and the man comes back when the woman has painted it pink. And then the man also says, if you have painted it pink, I'm not going to sleep in that bed.
Yes.
But I'm glad that you both of you didn't go that side.
No, because we realize after all, just this is a bedroom. Now we are talking about it because many people will never enter that room. But if just this bedroom is going to end up, like having a toll on us and everyone doesn't want to look at the other, why? Let's have it the way it is and we're happy with it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Magambo, there's a time you told me about Buziga. You used to live in Buziga.
Bunga. Yes.
And then the Bunga guys there, hello, Harriet and the team, the Bunga. Now you are in Buyala. I think there should have been something there.
Indeed, Pastor, there was some disagreement. That was during our second year of our marriage.
Yes.
We are renting at Machinde, then we moved to Bunga, and we decided, I said to her that we should start building. By the time of our marriage, we had land at Buyala, and we had started some small farming there. So I said, we are starting to build and at Buyala. And she was, Buyala?
Where is it?
36 years ago, Buyala was a village. And indeed, it was far.
Wow.
And during that time, that's when our children were in baby class, middle class. And I used to drive them to from the kindergarten back home for lunch, go back to the office.
Yes.
And she was like, will you manage that? 25 kilometers away, you take them for lunch and come back. But deep inside me, I was determined. We have to start building. And at Buyala. So there was that disagreement. But thank God it didn't go very far. As usually when we get disagreements, we reason out things with sober mind, with good reasoning and good logic. I remember telling her, we are starting building. I don't know when we are ending because we are salary earners, but let's start on the building. Thanks be to God that we came to an agreement that let's start building at Buyala.
So she
started building.
I know she grew up in town. I remember you told me you grew up in Ndeba. Now the man is taking you where?
And one of her relatives was saying, Omusajja kutwala mukyala. And the disagreement was really there. But with good understanding, good logic in it, looking at the future, we agreed. We started building at Buyala. In fact, we didn't stay in that house for like 20 years.
Wow. Yes.
We finished it. We started building in 1991. End of 1991, it was habitable. We put in tenants. And by God's grace, we built at Bunamwaya. We started staying at Bunamwaya. Then shifting to Buyala was another agreement. Another disagreement we entered into. Why Buyala now? When our last born is doing Happy 7 and you shift to Buyala. But we reasoned it out and we ended up at Buyala. And since we moved to Buyala, we've never regretted.
Wow.
And when we think about it, say we did
the right decision.
It was the right decision.
So as a couple that have gone through a number of disagreements, and I know that right now in our fellowships, people are watching and are saying, yeah, I've also had some disagreements within one another as a husband and wife. What has worked for you as a couple? Because you're still married, you still love each other, you're looking good. I know you, I know your children and your family. It means you have worked out those disagreements. So I want you to share from two angles, from what has worked for you, Mr. Magambo, what has worked for you, Mama, and then what advice you've been giving to other couples. So what has worked for you? Because every time, all the scenarios you've shared, you've said, but we finally worked on it. We finally worked on it. I hear other couples saying, no. This disagreement, we disagree to agree. You do your thing, I do my thing. But for you, all of you here have said, you've both said, no, we worked on it. we worked on it. What has worked for you?
What has worked for us is acknowledging that disagreements are normal.
Very good.
They have to be there. She's a normal individual, and I am. She has her preferences, and I do. Us disagreeing on one thing doesn't make her wrong or doesn't make me wrong. It's just another idea.
It's another part of the same coin.
Indeed. So what we've decided to do is talk about, why do you suggest that? Why do you think we should do it that way? Why now? Why not later? Why now? Why that way? And we don't let disagreements reduce. For example, had not disagreeing with me on any issue doesn't make her less of what she is to me. You get me?
Yes.
She still stays, she's my wife, the mother of my children. She just has a different opinion on what we are disagreeing upon. And with talking about it logically, we usually get the solution.
So you're saying talking about it. So I'm hearing that as couples, we need to talk.
We need to talk.
Communication should not be broken.
Communication should not be broken. So there's a disagreement. The first thing I'm hearing you say, talk. Let's talk. But I'm also hearing you say, while we are talking, we don't reduce the other person to be lower.
Not at all.
So what happens when most people say, you use the word logic, but usually whenever there's disagreements, the emotions seems to be higher. So for you, how do you deal with that logic being there? Because sometimes when we are disagreeing, we forget that even is your wife, you forget that is your husband. It's now a disagreement. And so how do you keep that logic? Because you said, share the logic. Why do you say now? Why? So how do you keep sober? How do you keep that logic?
Choosing when to talk about it. We've not rushed into, now let's talk about this. We choose the comfortable time when we can talk. You talked about building. Why? And when we are sober, when we are calm, when there are no tension, there's no tension at all, that's when logic can come in. That's when the feelings can be controlled. And the solution, we usually get solutions.
And also with that, there is respecting one another. Respecting one another as we are different. He has mentioned it. Because of my character, my approach may be different. Because of my background, but respecting one another and also respecting one another's opinion. Because because if you can't respect one another, that's when the emotions, you end up the conflict comes in and it can overtake you. But don't forget that respect in marriage is key. And another one is love.
So you first talk about respect. When you said respect is key, what do you mean by respect in marriage? Because that's an important point. What does that look like? Because you have had disagreements, but you have respected Mr. Magambo. How have you respected him in the disagreement?
Now, in this relationship, he's the father to my children. He's my husband.
Yes.
He's the head
of
the home. I'm not saying the head can never be wrong, but the head remains the head.
Yes. Whether it's
and
wrong
when
or not.
I'm approaching the head, I should approach him with respect. Looking at him at that very moment, I should not start ending up calling him names, which I shouldn't even mention here.
So he's daddy at home every day, but now you're having the disagreement. Now you say Magambo.
Or you say
Abasajja. abakazi.
That is not there in our marriage. She's Joyce or Mugabi. Not abakazi, not abasajja.
Musajja muwa baki. Now, because we are having a disagreement, so that one should never happen.
No,
that's
never,
disrespect.
Never.
Couples, that's disrespect. Shouldn't happen. Okay?
Okay. Another one is the mindset. Why is he looking at it this way? And where is it taking us? And what is there behind? Because, you know, when you are looking at something, the real thing is behind. So having the right mindset when you are approaching any disagreement is very, very important.
And you can't have that right mindset if you're not thinking about the other person. Why did daddy bring it this way? Why is he saying we go to Guyala? Because most times when we're having disagreements as couples, we're looking at, say, you know, me, what is it that, this is my opinion. So I'm not stopping to think about, but Mr. Magamba said this. Why is he saying it that way? That's good. There's something you mentioned about love. In disagreement, how does love come into disagreement? Because we have disagreed.
You know, in marriage, we come together because of love. And any disagreement should not stop me from loving my husband. So whatever I'm doing, whatever we are to deal with, we should approach it in love.
So if we've disagreed about China, Tina shouldn't go to China. But that evening, we're supposed to take tea together.
We'll take tea together. You know, the moods may be, you know, like, but I tell myself, he must be loving this girl. He must be loving me. Because we disagreed doesn't mean that he no longer loves me. And we are supposed to go for tea. We'll go for tea. Actually, when you go for that cup of tea, you end up even kind of forgetting the other environment, and it's a different atmosphere. And you can actually talk about the other disagreement over a cup of tea, which you had prepared before. Don't cancel it. Don't cancel it. Go ahead and you love it. And you will continue.
So, Mr. Magambo, Mama here is saying something that don't cancel it. I have seen men, when we have disagreements with our wives, we will get into our cars, or we will just walk away, or we'll spend another maybe 3 days. We don't talk because we have had a disagreement. For you as a man, how have you kept away from just keeping quiet? You know, a man just goes in his nothing box and says, we disagreed.
I just thank God I haven't done it that way. What we've done, we've always agreed to talk about our disagreements. We discuss, as I said, with the logic, we discuss the issue. I'm saying this because of this, I'm seeing this fact. And we go ahead with that. And we have not allowed disagreements to encroach on our other livelihood.
I say that again, because that is the challenge we have in marriage.
We decided not to have any of our disagreements encroach on any of our other livelihood. If the disagreement is about Uyara, does not affect the moods at home.
Wow.
No. We continue being husband and wife, loving each other, joking as usual.
Yes.
And being serious on other issues until such a time when we get a good time and talk about. Now let's talk about here. This is what how are you seeing it?
Yes.
And we come to an agreement.
That's good. Now, would you help me, and maybe both of you can chip in here? How long should disagreements take? Because there are couples here right now in the marriage fellowship, right now. They have 2 years, they are still on the same disagreements. There are those, it is 5 years, they are still on the same. What advice would you give?
disagreements should be sorted out as fast as possible. It's better that way. As fast as possible. Get a solution. Get a solution. Why would you let difference in ideas encroach on your happiness? It is even affecting other areas of operation. When will you get a solution to that? Imagine if you take 5 years, we are starting building, we are about building, and you are delaying the building. Or the child has got to go to the university.
Yes.
How long are you going to disagree on which university when the semester is starting?
That is a good one.
So the earlier you agree, you come to an agreement, the better.
What do you think?
Yeah. Also, ask yourself, where is it taking us? Where is this thing taking us? Is it making our relationship stronger or weaker? Because now we know we have to be we decided we'll be together until death. But are we going to be unhappy as long as we live? So is it going to help us in any way? Is it making sense to have, this disagreement on the table or off the table, wherever it is, for as long as it can stay? So I learned to ask myself, because you asked about the being silent. For us ladies, we are experts in that. I went through that, Nsumba. I went through that. But along the way, I realized sincerely, I'm wasting time. This gentleman here is just waiting for me to start talking. For him, he's ready to talk. But I don't want to talk. And you even force yourself, I was about to talk. I was about to laugh. I have to show him that I'm still annoyed. It doesn't help. The Rusirika ladies, it doesn't help us. Because it's not making our relationship grow.
Better. Yeah.
Yes, with time, your relationship should be better and better.
That's true.
That's true. What used to be an issue should be dealt with, forgotten, and you move on.
Yes.
So when you ask us for how long, just like he has said, as fast as possible, because at the back of your mind, we are in this together.
I like that. And I love the Bible that says, do not give the devil a foothold. So if there's a disagreement, as quickly as possible, let's sort it out so that we don't give the enemy to bring in other things, things that they shouldn't be happening. So you've given us solutions that we should take on. And as marrieds, I know we are now writing some notes, and now we're saying which one will work for us. As we come to the end of this session, what would be your last word? I'll go to Mr. Magambo, to the marrieds there. What would be that word that word that you're saying, I'm going to leave you with this word when it comes to dealing with disagreements?
Even when in disagreement, love one another. Be patient with one another. Be kind to one another. Disagreements are inevitable. They are there. But there are differences in opinion. Doesn't make someone wrong or you very right or very wrong. So with love and respect to one another, sort out. Wow. Get a solution to whatever disagreement.
Wow. Marriage you've had. Sort it quickly. With love, there's no disagreement that cannot be sorted. This is a man who has been married for more than 36 years. Yes, Mrs. Magambo.
Mine, I would tell the marrieds to value one another. Value one another. Mweguye. For people who, the corporate world, people who have gone to school, they feel, what value is he adding to me? I have everything. There is a lot he's adding to me. There is a lot I'm adding to him. So value your spouse. Even as you are in the middle of any disagreement. There are some disagreements that can end up in serious conflicts and whatnot, continue valuing this person. Value your marriage, because you are in this just the two of you, okay, with the Holy Spirit. But if you don't value the person, you end up after all, and it cannot work out.
Yeah.
It can, with time, every one of you end up, like, why this? And another one is, let's not forget our vows. Because in the vows, there is everything. I keep reminding myself of the vows I made. And actually, I told him we better be reminding ourselves. I talk to myself. I sit down myself and I said, okay, I said, for richer, for poorer, now this time, there is no money. Are we going to have, that disagreement because of finances? No. For better, for worse, in sickness, in health, and everything. So, if we can keep our vows, keep them here, because that wedding day, it was like you were reading, but have them here in whatever you are doing. Whatever you are doing with your person, especially when things are not so smooth, remind yourself.
Very good.
You won't go wrong.
Very good. Marrieds, you've had. Value one another. No matter the disagreement, value one another. The other one she shared, not only value one another, remember your vows. We are into the thing until death do us apart. And that's what we teach at Encounter. We are here till death do us apart. Now we've come to the end of this segment. We want now to give it back to the marriage leaders there to have a discussion. And so some of the questions you're going to discuss in your marriage fellowship. Number one, share your personal stories about the disagreements you've had as a couple. So that's number one. Number two, is it okay or not okay to avoid a disagreement? Let me repeat that. Is it okay for a couple to avoid or not to avoid a disagreement? Would love to hear how that conversation will go in our different groups. And lastly, the third one is, in your opinion, what is the best way, from what you have heard us share here, what is the best way to deal with disagreements? And I want you to talk about you. What's that best method? We've shared many methods here, but what is that one that you said, I think for me, this works for me, or I have seen it work? Then lastly, we want to pray for one another. So we'll deal with those three: personal story. Is it okay to avoid a disagreement or not? Number three is, what is the best way of dealing? And I don't want you to use third party. You say me. When it comes to me, this is the best way I deal with conflict. Then lastly, we are going to pray for one another. From us, the Mugabis, the Chimulis, we want to say we love you. We are praying for you. We are proud of you. We continue to pray and believe that your marriages will continue blossoming. So from us to you, bye-bye. Enjoy your marriage fellowship. Bye.
Bye.